Kyle Rittenhouse said he was in college. This came out during the trial. He said he was taking classes. He was registered, enrolled at a university, taking classes for nursing. But guess what? That's likely a lie. Let me break it down. A vocal alliance of left-leaning students at Arizona State University, ASU, they are now demanding that Rittenhouse be removed from online classes. Now, why do they think he's taking online classes? Because he said it, all right? This is what he said. Despite the teen's acquittal this month on charges of murdering 2 men and injuring another during protests for racial justice in Wisconsin last year. The 18-year-old has been celebrated within right-wing circles after jury decided he acted in self-defense when killing and wounding the men in Kenosha in August of 2020. Now, I've said this before and I stand by it. In my opinion, he's a cold-blooded murderer. Now, this information I'm about to share with you shows the extent of his manipulation. Rittenhouse told the court that he had enrolled in nursing classes at ASU, Arizona State University. An investigation by an Arizona TV station, 12 News, revealed that he was taking a virtual class, not attending in person. But it gets deeper than that, okay? Now remember, this was played up as him being an upstanding individual, but there's some manipulation in the background. Nonetheless, members of various groups want university officials to withdraw Kyle Rittenhouse from classes and ban him from campus. The goal of these demands is to let the ASU administration know that we do not feel safe knowing that a mass shooter who has expressed violent intentions about protecting property over people is so carelessly allowed to be admitted to the school at all. Now, let me remind you, yes, Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted by a jury. He's not guilty by the standards of that courtroom. This is a different standard. We're now in the court of public opinion and in the court of common sense. He still is the individual who said this. Play the video.
Bro, I wish I had my all right, start shooting rounds at them.
I wish I had my F and AR, I'll start shooting rounds at them. That's called murder. If he would have done that, that's called murder, all right? Universities, colleges, they are able to take these things in full context. They can take what you posted on social media. They can take what you've said on the record publicly. They can take things like this and determine if you are a good fit, a good candidate for that institution. No matter what a jury has said about Kyle Rittenhouse said those words. Even if Judge Schroeder said it was not allowable in the courtroom, that doesn't mean it's not allowable for you or for the college or for students. If Kyle Rittenhouse would have killed someone who's protesting or even a person that stole or destroyed property, Wisconsin law says you have a duty to retreat and you cannot use deadly force in the protection of property. That's still case law, that's still statute in Wisconsin. So these students are saying he shouldn't be at the college, but here's the kicker. He's probably not even in college at all, okay? Rittenhouse, his enrollment is uncertain. The status of it is really unknown. In a statement to The Guardian on Monday that did not distinguish between online and in-person classes, a university spokesperson said, and I quote, Kyle Rittenhouse has not, let me say that again, Kyle Rittenhouse has not gone through the ASU admissions process. He is not currently enrolled in any classes at ASU. So you may wonder, you may scratch your head and say, well, wait a minute. There's a news agency that verified it. He said it in court. His attorneys echoed it. It was accepted as true. So what really happened here? Here's the caveat. We figured it out. Officials earlier told 12 News Rittenhouse was not enrolled in the Edson College of Nursing and Health Innovation. and that the class he was enrolled in was a non-degree class for non-degree seeking students. It's one of those classes you just show up, and if you do, great. If you don't, oh well. It's not really a class. It's not for credit. You don't go through admissions. Nobody really knows who you are, all right? His lawyers, I want you to remember this other manipulation. His lawyers played up his employment as a part-time lifeguard, but conceded that although Rittenhouse told people in Kenosha that he was a trained emergency medic, lying again, he had not received any formal training. I mean, this guy's a monster. You know what my grandmama would say? Get your lying ass up out of here. That's what my grandmother would say. He's a liar. Adrienne, the right, they're creating a monster, and really it looks like he was already a monster in the making.
Absolutely. All the spins that he did to try to make himself seem like he is a contributing member of society, part-time lifeguard at the local bathtub, I'm sure. But then also too claiming that he is enrolled in these nursing courses. This sounds like some kind of certificate course where it may not even be a pass-fail thing, but a thank you for your money thing.
Right.
And also I can understand ASU being in somewhat of a tough position, especially right now, because it is a public school instead of a private school. So I'm sure it has different laws that will apply to it. At the same time, I commend those students at ASU for speaking out and letting them know that should Kyle Rittenhouse come their way, he is not going to be welcomed on campus. And I don't know how ASU would handle it, but I'd hope it use whatever it has in its arsenal to defend itself.